Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite topic, social media. Back in January, I filmed a video all about how to become a social media manager in 2020. The video got such a good response. I got so many cool comments, so many DMs, so many people that watched that video and then went on to do social media management, which is really cool. And I think people really appreciated how honest I actually was and how practical my tips were. And I loved the video so much that I wanted to do it again for the year ahead, for 2021, because since January, a lot has happened in the world, goes without saying. You guys know what I'm talking about. But this has had an impact on the social media industry and it as a role, as a job, and it's had an impact on my job as well. So a few of the things that I mentioned in that video, I kind of wanted to update you guys on and give you some fresh advice going into the new year. So I really hope you guys enjoy the video, but let's just dive right on into it and get started with tip number one. Tip number one is to find your niche. Now, before you click out of this video thinking I'm just regurgitating the same thing I said earlier in the year in January for 2020, this has a little bit of a twist. So I always encourage people to find a niche when they're starting out in social media management because it helps you really define who you are. The whole idea of having a niche is one, you can work with clients that you really are passionate about and enjoy. For example, I love fashion. So when I started out, I made fashion, beauty, and travel my niche. Those were things I was really passionate about and I knew I could do really great things for those clients. And the second thing about becoming sort of an expert in your niche is when people are going out there looking for social media managers and they find someone who is an expert in beauty and lifestyle content and all things girly, all things feminine, you look a lot more attractive than someone who's just super generalized and does social media for like every man and his dog. Ultimately, when it comes to the client deciding who they want to hire, they're going to go with someone who's the specialist, who's the expert. However, a global pandemic kind of changes things, and although I've found that social media has just increased in demand because people are now realizing even more than ever the importance of having a social media presence, there are still a lot of businesses struggling out there. And for me, I had travel as one of my sort of niches that I worked within. And obviously I lost all of my travel clients when March rolled around. And for me, it was kind of an awakening that yes, it's important to have a niche, but it's important not to be too tightly wound up in your niche. So kind of like my tip, what I'm getting at here is to still have a niche, but have a slightly broader niche. Don't be afraid to step out of the box. So instead of just doing fashion and beauty, expand yourself to beauty, fashion, and lifestyle. Or one of my students that I worked with, when she was defining her niche, she really wanted to work with musicians. And I was like, okay, well, let's expand it just beyond musicians. Let's work with musicians and artists. Artists opens up like a whole new genre for you. You could work with like painters and sculptors. And then from there, you can actually work with people who own music shops, people who sell music merchandise. Rather than just focusing on musicians, you're really opening your horizon and you still have a niche, but you're going beyond just this really kind of narrow field, which was what I was kind of encouraging in my last video. So I hope that description kind of makes sense. And for me, finding your niche kind of rolls into step or tip number two. And that is, if you are wanting to start your own social media marketing agency, the second most important thing you need to do is learn how to write a pitch and sell your services. When it comes to the social media strategy, if you're watching this video, I know that you already have an interest in social media. You probably already know how to use hashtags. You probably already know, well, how to write a caption, all those simple things. And if not, you can always learn that. But the most important thing, if you want to get clients, is to be able to sell your service and be able to write pitches. So when it comes to starting your agency, once you've discovered your niche and you've narrowed that down, the next thing you need to do is start contacting people, start sending out emails. And the reason I put this step after you've kind of narrowed down your sort of niche and the industry you want to work in is because once you understand your niche, you can understand the pain points of your potential clients and customers. So if you're working in the music field, for example, let's jump back into that example, something that's really important for musicians is to have a fan base that keeps coming back for more. But if you're a musician, you also need to be producing music. You need to be working hard. You need to be coming up with new lyrics, new melodies, all that good stuff. And how are you meant to be nurturing this community on Instagram, constantly feeding it, doing content, replying to comments, replying to DMs? It's very time consuming. So when it comes to putting together your pitch, your email to this potential new musician that you'd like to work with, you already understand, okay, this is this person's pain points and I'm going to use that to put into my pitch to really hit home and be like, hey, look, you have amazing content, but I know that content takes a lot of time to produce, and social media can take up a huge amount of time where you could be working on your craft. I'm here to take that time away from you, or to give you back your time, I should say, and to make social media stress-free and easy for you. And immediately, if someone's to read that email, that is so much better than reading a pitch that's just like, hey, I'm Ellen, I'm a social media manager, here's my website, or here are my rates, would love to work with you. That is just a generic copy-paste method. When it comes to becoming a successful social media manager, you need to write good pitches and you need to nail them, you need to make them personalized, and you need to hit those pain points of your ideal client or customer. I'm getting a little bit tongue-tied because I'm so passionate about this topic, I just like word vomit, and I'm probably gonna need some water soon because there's a lot of information coming out. Tip number 3 is to always keep learning and expanding your horizons. Social media management and social media in general is an industry that's always changing. Things are always updating. I always found it kind of funny when I was in university studying communications and there'd be an element of social media to a paper that they were trying to teach. And it was funny because by the time it went through all the university loops and the setups, and they were setting up papers and the trainings and the lectures and everything, by the time they did all that, it was outdated. Like, I remember sitting in a lecture and someone was trying to teach us about, what was it? I can't even remember the name now. Vine. Does anyone remember Vine? Like, that was a social media platform that was huge. But by the time they were like teaching us about this at university, it had died out. So the thing is that everything's always moving so quickly, and even myself, now that I've been doing this full-time for a year and almost 2 years if you include my side hustling, I'm still learning. Just last week in the Black Friday sales, the thing that I purchased wasn't, you know, new shoes, new hammock, anything like that. I was investing in myself and my business, and I actually bought a new online course to do about social media management. And you might think like, well, Ellen, you already have a successful business, you already have enough clients, why are you buying a course about social media management? And this thing is that there's always more to learn. Great example of that is Instagram Reels. It's a new thing that's just come out, and I've been working really hard to learn more about this and follow the trends and the patterns and what's going viral and what's working. And I've gotten some really good results for my clients because of that. And just a quick little self-promo plug for my Instagram. Not only am I doing Reels for my clients, but I'm doing them for my own Instagram and getting really amazing results. I had one that got over 4,800 views, and I only have just under 3,000 followers. So that was wicked cool. Most of my IGT videos or any other videos that I upload only get around like 300 views. So that is a huge increase in views. And if I had just sat around being like, oh no, I don't want to learn that, I'm an expert in social media, like, woo, look at me, I don't need to learn anything else, I would have missed out on a huge opportunity, not just for me, but also for my clients. So whether you're just starting out or you're a year into this journey like I am, you still need to be learning. In my last video, I mentioned that some of my favorite places where I get great information from is right here on YouTube. Also from Instagram, there's so many great social media managers you can follow and get tips from and see what content they're producing. Podcasts is another favorite of mine. And there are also books out there, funnily enough. Ebooks, I wrote an ebook, another self-promo plug. I'll link it down in the description box. It only costs $3. It's all about Instagram marketing and basically everything you need to know in a nice condensed format that you can read in a couple of hours. But yes, that is my third tip, and one that I think is really important. Number 4 is to start your own Instagram profile and start building your presence online. Now, you don't necessarily need to approach this like I have, where I've made my face the branding of my company. Like, everything is linked to me and Ellen McKenzie, Dishing Up Digital, everything's intertwined. But you do need to have some kind of social media account if you want to be a social media manager. If you're not putting your face on there, if you're not creating content with you, you can still be creating really cool graphics, sharing really cool tips. There's so many options out there. And in my last video, I mentioned that a lot of people get really stuck in this phase of not starting. So they get stuck in the planning, they get stuck thinking like, oh yeah, I could be really great at being a social media manager, but they never go out and do the damn thing. And that really frustrates me because there's so much potential wasted out there for people who just stuff around. And one of the biggest things that holds people back is designing and creating a website. Websites are really expensive, really time consuming. And to be honest, I don't actually book that many clients through my website. I book clients through my Instagram. People find me on Instagram. They're searching for social media managers. One of my biggest clients that I have from the US, like I'm from little old New Zealand and I have a client in the US, like awesome. And I'm trying to book more US clients. But the way that they found me, they literally just searched social media manager on Instagram. And because I had a really great profile, I had really good content, they looked at me and they're like, hey, she knows what she's doing. I want that on my Instagram. And that is how I booked my biggest client. This step kind of, for me, is all about marketing yourself. Like, if someone wants to hire you to run their social media, they're not going to hire someone who has no social media themselves. It's very simple, it's free, you can get it up and running in a couple of hours versus spending weeks and weeks designing a website. You can just be posting consistent content, reaching out to new people. So those are my 4 simple but practical and actionable steps that you can take today to start your own social media agency. Now, I'm going to take a quick moment to promote my online course. This is my passion project that I have spent 8 to 10 months working on in the side, and that is the Dishing Up Digital School. So this is where I teach women how to become social media managers just like me, and how to set up your own successful agency that generates a solid and consistent income and really gives you that work-life balance and financial freedom. This business that I've created has like completely changed my life. If I look back on my life a year and a half ago, it was so different, and I'm so grateful every day for this job. Even if I have a really, really stressful day, I'm really busy, I go to bed at night just being like, I'm freaking exhausted, but man, I love my job. And coming from a background where I didn't love my job, I am just so grateful for that every day. So it would mean the absolute world for me if you guys sign up for this course. It is currently on an early bird sale, so you get $190 off if you sign up before the 14th of December. I already have 4 students who have signed up through all of my Instagram campaigns and marketing there, and I'm only going to be taking a max of 10 students for this first round of coaching. The program runs for 5 weeks, and it covers everything from like your mindset, creating a business plan, finding your niche, writing pitches. I give you exact scripts for what to say to book clients, like ones that you can copy and paste, and they're actually proven to get results. I ran this course with 4 test trial beta clients, and they have gone on to start really successful either side hustles or full-time gigs in social media, and they use these scripts to get their first clients. I'm not messing about with this course. It is serious stuff and it will get you results, and it's something that I'm really, really proud to be putting out there in the world, because I know that it can really genuinely help people. This isn't a scam. If you've just watched this whole video, I'm very honest about social media. I love sharing it. I love sharing everything that there is to know about this and everything that I've learned on my journey. And this is just what I would have wanted when I was starting out in social media management. It's a group program, so you get to really collaborate and work with other women who are in the same position as you. There's live sessions with me, so you get to directly learn with me via Zoom. And then you also have unlimited voice messaging access to me, which is private. And the whole idea with that is that I can just help you throughout this whole process and make sure you feel really supported. If you need me to double check an email, if you have a quick question, or you're just feeling a little bit stressed or overwhelmed one day, I'm there to help you all the way. I'm gonna leave a link to the website down below. Don't forget about the early bird special. I've rambled on about this a lot. I know it's very salesy, but it's purely because this video that I did last year is how I built this course essentially. That's where all my test students came from. They watched this video last year. It really inspired them. So I know there's gonna be a lot of people who watch this and are interested in this course. If you are watching it a little bit later than December 14th, it doesn't officially start till January 7th, so you have until then to sign up. And if you are watching this after January 7th, do leave me a comment or hit me up on Instagram if you would like me to run this course again. And yeah, if there's enough interest, I would definitely love to. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope this was helpful and actually gave you some actionable steps on how to start an agency. This video was not about growth tips or how to like grow a business on Instagram. It was actually all about starting a social media marketing agency. So I hope this helps, and yeah, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed for more videos, and I will see you in the next one.